remember the night my body gave up on me. It was past midnight and I was sitting alone in my bedroom in Indiana, tears soaking my hijab. My chest felt like it was being crushed, my breath shallow, my mind consumed by a darkness I could not explain. For years, I had prayed faithfully, bowed 5 times a day, and fasted during Ramadan. Yet an emptiness haunted me that no ritual could silence. The more I tried to prove my devotion, the more I felt unseen, unheard, and unloved. That night, the silence in my room felt heavier than the walls themselves. I wanted to scream, but fear choked me. I wanted to pray, but the words felt empty. I wanted to live, but something inside me was already dying. My heart pounded like drums of judgment, and I whispered to myself, "Amira, this is the end." What I saw next shattered everything I thought I knew about faith, eternity, and salvation. Before I continue with my story, let me pause and thank you, my dear friends, for being here. To every subscriber of this channel, I deeply appreciate you. To all new and returning viewers who have not yet subscribed, I cannot wait for you to hit that subscribe button because your support is the fuel and energy that keeps this channel alive. Do not forget to like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and they mean more than you know. Now, let me take you back. My name is Amira. I am a 42-year-old woman living in Indiana. I was born into a devout Muslim family. From childhood, I was taught discipline, modesty, and loyalty to Islam. I wore the hijab proudly, memorized verses, and followed traditions without question. Outwardly, I appeared strong and committed. People admired my dedication and called me a woman of honor. But inside, I carried wounds no one could see. My father was strict, and his love felt more like duty than tenderness. I grew up equating God with fear, not intimacy. Every failure, every mistake made me believe I was cursed. I told myself that my devotion would earn God's favor, yet every night I lay awake feeling unworthy and invisible. My marriage ended years ago, leaving me alone with shame. I hid my tears beneath my veil, smiling in public while breaking in secret. By the time January of 2021 arrived, I had begun experiencing strange health problems, severe headaches, sudden weakness, and a deep fatigue that would not go away. Doctors could not find the reason. Fear gnawed at me. I began to wonder if I was being punished, if my life was drawing to an end. And then it happened. One winter evening, I collapsed on the kitchen floor. My last memory was the sound of my own heartbeat slowing into silence. But where I opened my eyes next was not this world. The moment my heart went silent, I felt myself being pulled downward with a force that no human words can capture. It was as if the ground beneath me opened, and I was being swallowed whole into a pit of endless blackness. The air was thick, suffocating, and I could not breathe. My body was gone, yet I could feel pain, an ache that went deeper than flesh, piercing my soul. At first there was silence, a silence so crushing that I thought I had gone deaf. Then, faintly, I heard it. Low moans, cries, and then shrieks so horrifying they split through me like glass shattering inside my chest. I looked around, but there was no light, only shadows moving like smoke. Suddenly, the stench hit me, sulfur, rotting flesh, burning hair. I covered my face, but my hands felt useless, like I had no control. My heart screamed, "Where am I?" But the answer came with the next wave of sound. Screams, millions of them, rising and falling like waves crashing against jagged rocks. Each scream was soaked in torment, despair, and regret. I saw figures, souls, writhing in pits of fire that did not consume them but tortured them endlessly. Their eyes glowed with hopelessness, their mouths open wide in screams that never stopped. "Help me!" one soul cried out, reaching through the flames, its skin peeling, yet never burning away. Another voice shouted, "Too late! Too late!" And then I realized they were not talking to me. They were crying to God, but there was no answer. Terror gripped me as I tried to step back, but the ground beneath me was alive, hot and trembling. Then I saw them. Dark creatures, hideous, twisted shapes with faces like beasts and eyes that burned like embers. Their laughter was worse than the screams. One pointed at me and hissed, "You belong here." I shook my head violently. "No!" I prayed. I fasted. I did everything I was told. My voice cracked with desperation. But as soon as I spoke, memories flashed before me. My pride, my hidden anger, the bitterness I refused to let go, the secret sins I thought no one saw. I realized in horror that my rituals could not wash them away. A demon lunged at me, its claws scraping the air inches from my face. The heat was unbearable, as though my very soul was melting. I screamed, "God, please, help me!" But the darkness pressed closer. And then, something shifted. A sound, unlike any other, pierced through the torment. A voice. Gentle yet commanding, firm yet overflowing with love. It called my name. "Amira!" The flames froze. The demons recoiled, shrieking like wounded animals. A light, blinding, pure, unlike anything I had ever seen, broke through the darkness. I fell to my knees, my eyes unable to bear the brilliance. Then the voice spoke again. "You are not meant to stay here. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Only I can save you." Tears poured down my face. I knew that voice. It was Jesus, the very name I had rejected all my life, the name I had been taught to deny. And yet here he was, standing in the fire, untouched, radiant, reaching for me. I whispered, "But I am unworthy. I am lost." His answer was simple, yet it shattered every chain in me. "My mercy is greater than your sin. Go back, Amira. Tell them what you have seen. Warn them. Lead them to me." And with that, the fire vanished. The screams faded. The darkness broke apart like fragile glass. I felt myself being lifted upward through a tunnel of light. The next thing I knew, I woke up. When my eyes opened again, I was lying in a hospital bed. A nurse hovered above me, calling my name. My chest ached, and every breath felt borrowed. Machines beeped steadily beside me, proof that I was alive. But I knew, deep in my soul, that I had not simply fainted or dreamed. I had been to hell. I had seen what waits for those who die without knowing Jesus. For the first few days, I barely spoke. I lay in silence, replaying the screams, the flames, and that voice that cut through the darkness. His words echoed louder than any pain. "I am the way, the truth, and the life. Only I can save you." Everything I thought I knew shattered. For 42 years, I had worn my hijab, bowed my head, and followed rituals with discipline. I believed religion would save me, but in hell, I learned the truth. Religion is not enough. My good works, my prayers, my fasts, my sacrifices, none of it could erase my sin. None of it could shield me from judgment. When I left the hospital, I was not the same woman who had entered. The pride I once wore as armor was gone. The bitterness that once ruled my heart melted. I could no longer pretend to be holy on the outside while dying inside. I had encountered the living Christ, and his mercy had given me a second chance. My family noticed the change first. "Amira, why are you different?" my sister Hafsa asked. "Your eyes look softer, like you are at peace." I told her the truth, that I had seen hell, that I had met Jesus. Her face twisted in disbelief. "You are betraying everything we were raised to believe." Her words pierced me, but nothing could silence the conviction in my heart. I replied softly, "I would rather lose everything than lose him. He is real, Hafsa. I saw him." Day by day, I began to live differently. I forgave people I had held grudges against for years. I stopped chasing approval from others. I found myself hungering not for rituals, but for truth, for the presence of the one who saved me. I began reading the Bible secretly at first, then openly. Every verse felt alive, as though God himself was speaking to me. I no longer feared death, but I now carried an urgent burden. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard the cries of the souls I saw in hell. Their regrets haunted me. Their voices echoed, "Too late, too late." I knew I had been spared to give a warning. So let me say it clearly to you, my dear friends watching this. Hell is real. I walked through it. I smelled its sulfur. I heard its endless screams. And no amount of good works, rituals, or religion can save a soul from it. Only Jesus can. If you are living with secret sins, if you are hiding behind religion, if you believe you have time to repent later, please hear me. Eternity is too long, and tomorrow is not promised. One truth now burns in my soul. Hell is too real to ignore, and heaven is too close to miss. Jesus did not save me because I was worthy. He saved me because he is merciful. That same mercy is offered to you, but the choice is yours. Before I end, I want to speak directly to you who are listening. Do not delay. Ask yourself honestly, where will you spend eternity? Are you ready to meet God? Please share your thoughts with me in the comments. Have you ever had an encounter that shook your faith? What do you believe about life after death? I want to hear your stories. And if this testimony touched you, like, share, and subscribe to this channel so the message can reach more people who need to hear it. My friends, I am Amira, and I died once. I saw hell with my own eyes, but Jesus pulled me out, and that is why I am alive today, to tell you the truth before it is too late.